Hi, in this video I'm going to explain the snap-fire rule of how it works in my war game Until the Bitter End. In this example I've just placed these counters here just to illustrate the rule, and let's suppose that in this example the German player has given this infantry counter a snap-fire counter, like so. And the Allied player pulls a Allied chip next and decides that the best thing to do is to move this infantry counter. As it leaves the hex, and if it's moving into a hex that this one can see, the German player can declare he would like or she would like to perform a snap fire on that counter. So in this example, it moves to there. The player says, I'm going to move from this counter into that hex. The German player says, right, I'm going to snap fire against that counter. First thing to do is to remove the snap fire counter, and then you check the firing as per normal firing. So you check the range. It's got a range of 3, it's got MP40, it's easily within 3, got a clear line of sight, so it can then fire. And then you would roll to fire as normal. There is a penalty for snap firing, so there's a two-hit penalty, so it makes it harder for that counter to hit that counter. Now in the next example, let's suppose it's the same thing, snap fire, and the Allied player makes a slightly better decision and retreats this counter away, and is going to move into that counter. The German player could declare and say, I'm going to snap fire against the counter, but as you can see, it does not have line of sight because this tree is blocking. So that you snap fire to the hex that the counter is moving into, not the hex that the counter has moved out of. So to there, fire, it's moving into that hex. But in this example, it's moving from this hex to that hex, does not have line of sight anymore. In the next example, let's suppose the German player has 2 counters with snapfire, and the Allied player foolishly decides to move this counter to that hex. Now they can both fire, and it's up to the German player if he would like or she would like to fire one counter or both of them. It's entirely their choice. They can fire just a single or both. But remember, the snap fire counter can only be used once per turn. So once it's taken off, that's it for that turn until all the activation ships, pull ships are put back into the cup and the next turn starts. So I hope that gives a good overview of the snap fire rule. It's a simple rule. The important thing to remember when you're playing the game is that when you're moving around the board and you know that the opposing player has snap fire counters, give the opposing player time to declare they'd like to make a snap fire. So in this example, say I'm going to move this counter into the next hex there, giving this player time to go, okay, I'll snap fire against that counter. So that gives you an overview of the snap fire rule. Any questions, please feel free to put something in the message or just ping me directly. Thank you.